Good evening. We're continuing to track our big story, our big focus. There is an out-and-out battle taking place now in Maharashtra for the control of the NCP, which split yesterday with Ajit Pawar, 8 other defecting to the Bharatiya Janata Party. Now, it will be very interesting to see how many MLAs are going to switch sides and if they can escape the provisions of the anti-defection law, and whether this matter is going to reach the top court of the Supreme Court or not, and what the outcome of that is going to be. Realpolitik taking place in Maharashtra, its impact here, its legal impact and also its political impact for opposition unity. All angles will be covered right here over the next 30 minutes. We have all our reporters tracking all the latest angles. Arvind Gunasekar is going to get us the legal wrangle and will report on that, whereas Manish Kumar will tell us how is this being treated or viewed in the opposition camp. Let's begin with Manish Kumar, because all through the day we've spoken about what the BJP is feeling or what is happening in the NCP in Maharashtra. But how is this, Manish, being viewed in other alliance partners, and what is its impact going to be on opposition unity? What have you heard?
Sanket, as far as impact on the opposition unity is concerned, the opposition alliance partners, especially RJD and JDU leaders, they are very clear that whatever happened in Maharashtra, somewhere they had the inkling, and Sharad Pawar gave them, thumbs up, well in advance. But they are also ruling out any impact on the politics of Bihar for the simple reason that today the Mahagathbandhan alliance partners, they are reminding this split in the Lok Janshakti Party, which was somewhere, formalized or engineered by BJP, and at that time it has a tacit support of Nitish Kumar also. Even though Chirag Paswan lost almost all his 5 party MPs and his uncle also, and that whole entire split or revolt was led by his uncle. But later on, because Chirag Paswan fought back and somewhere he had the support of, his core vote bank of Paswans, so later on the BJP realized that it was, somewhere, they made a mistake, and in the by-election, his uncle was stopped from campaigning, and it was Chirag who actually tilted the balance in favor of BJP. And right now, there are speculation that Chirag has been approached to, join the union cabinet, and whenever the next cabinet expansion takes place, Chirag is also said to take oath as the minister. So it is very clear that even though your legislators or MPs leave, if the party's head, someone like Chirag Paswan, and even they cite the example of Sharad Pawar, if he is able to, retain the, support of his core voters, nothing is going to, damage politically, ultimately. Sanket.
Manish, do stay on with us. We also have Arvind Gunasekar, Sohit Mishra, as well as Megha Prasad now joining us for the various angles. Before I come to you, Sohit, and get the latest on what is happening right now as we speak, any latest surprise move or not, let's get in the legal wrangle, the legal angle. Arvind, I believe that even if Mr. Ajit Pawar, as you were mentioning yesterday, is able to produce enough MLAs to support him to escape the provisions of the anti-defection law, even then this matter can be approached or can be taken up in the highest court of the law. Would you like to tell us where does that matter stand?
Yeah, Sanket, before answering that particular question, what we are also learning from our sources that Sharad Pawar, the NCP president as on date, is currently meeting a senior advocate in national capital, though he is consulting with the senior advocate on how to take this matter forward, because the NCP has already filed a disqualification plea against all the 9 rebel MLAs, including Ajit Pawar, that has already been filed, and Supriya Sule has already written a letter to NCP President Sharad Pawar asking him to take appropriate steps to file a disqualification plea or move a plea with both the Lok Sabha Speaker and also Rajya Sabha Chairman against both Praful Patel and also Sunil on this for initiating disqualification proceedings against both these MPs. So what we are being told is that a petition has already been drafted to be filed with the both Lok Sabha Speaker and also on Rajya Sabha with the Rajya Sabha Chairman against both these MPs. So that will also be filed in due course of the day, is what we are learning from our sources. But Sharad Pawar doesn't want to stop there. He wants to take this matter to court. So that's why he is currently in consultation with a senior advocate who is well versed with the constitutional law. So they are in a consultation how to take this matter forward, whether they should challenge the vote taking ceremony of all these 9 MLAs, whether that can be done is something that the legal minds are mulling as of this moment. But Sharad Pawar doesn't want to let this go, so he wants to take this head on, and that's why he is leading this fight, at least on the legal front, from the front, and that's why he is currently.
Arvind, you know, let's juxtapose this latest attempt to move the court with the previous attempt, and incidentally with the same alliance. We are talking about the Shiv Sena. You have reported extensively on it. The matter reached court, and I believe the ball is now currently in the domain of the speaker. So how similar or different are these two cases? Because you know, for a layman, it seems pretty similar. A split in a party, 2 factions, certain provisions of the constitution being questioned.
Sanket, there is a big difference when you compare Shiv Sena case with NCP case. In Shiv Sena case, Uddhav Thackeray challenged the decision of the governor, Maharashtra governor, in inviting Eknath Shinde to form the government. So there the role of governor was questioned in Supreme Court, and Supreme Court also held that governor was wrong in inviting Eknath Shinde to form the government, because governor has no business to interfere with intra-party disputes in any political party, and that's why the Supreme Court held that the governor was wrong in inviting Eknath Shinde to form the government, but only because Uddhav Thackeray himself voluntarily resigned even before the floor test, and that's why Supreme Court said that we cannot order things to go back to the date when Uddhav Thackeray voluntarily resigned as a chief minister. That's the difference. But in this particular case, Sharad Pawar cannot question the decision of governor to give the vote taking to all these 9 MLAs, because if you could read the Article 164 clearly says that governor has to act on the aid and advice of the chief minister in appointing someone as a minister. So in this particular case, Ajit Pawar and 8 other MLAs have been sworn in as only as ministers. So governor did not invite them to form the government. But in this particular case, all these 9 MLAs have been sworn in as ministers on the aid and advice of chief minister. So here Sharad Pawar cannot question the decision of the governor, but that's where they are currently in consultation whether the vote taking of all these MLAs can be challenged in court of law. If at all, if that can be challenged, whether that should be done in Supreme Court or High Court, because what we are being told is that Supreme Court, they have been told that you can't directly approach Supreme Court. So if at all, if any petition will be filed, that will be filed only in the Bombay High Court. But this is the point that is currently being considered, that is currently being discussed in the legal circles, whether the vote taking of all these 9 MLAs can be challenged in the court of law. That's something that they are currently discussing to challenge.
Okay. Let me quickly go to Sohit Mishra also. Sohit, some very significant and important questions here are going to be, one, of course, we have heard legally what Arvind is telling us, that Sharad Pawar has or is in consultation with a senior lawyer. But the point really is, and which is absolutely intriguing, is this new faction claiming that there is no split in the NCP and then we are all one. Now, how does this work? Obviously, this is not true.
Absolutely, and Sanket, the reason for that they are saying, not calling themselves the real Shiv Sena and saying we are all one, is what we know so far is whatever Ajit Pawar claims, he is not coming on record, so there is no clarity as of now on how many MLAs does any faction have. So Sanket, last year also when we were speaking, or when the entire Eknath Shinde thing happened, first Eknath Shinde said that he has 40 MLAs, then he said he has 45, then he said he has 50. We saw every time an MLA reached over there were photos, there were videos, Eknath Shinde was showing that how he has the control over the party. On the contrary, apart from these 9 MLAs, we don't see much of them being with Ajit Pawar when he is taking a press conference or being there when a meeting is happening. However, they are not even present when Sharad Pawar speaks or when Supriya Sule or Jayant Patil speak. So what I have understood today, Sanket, is a lot of MLAs, in fact, let me tell you this on record, that they call reporters as well and try to understand where should they go. Should they join Ajit Pawar? Should they join Sharad Pawar? They are a bit confused. And what happened yesterday at 12:30 AM, we saw Jayant Patil and Jitendra Awad speaking to the media so late. The reason being, they said that, okay, we are also taking legal actions against the 9 who defected us, and we'll see that they don't belong to this party, and we know what happened after that. Now after that, these MLAs who did not make any decision or haven't made up their mind, they thought, okay, now Sharad Pawar or his faction seems to be serious, and it doesn't seem that Ajit Pawar has a lot of support, and we saw what happened in 2019. So they were of the opinion that they might join Sharad Pawar in the morning. We saw Sharad Pawar in Satara with all the people around him, and he tried to show that, okay, he still has the control over the workers of NCP. Later, now what we saw in the evening, the press conference that happened, that was done just to confuse these MLAs once again, because now Ajit Pawar or Praful Patel, they are saying that Sharad Pawar is our national president, but we will be taking the decision, and they have said that, okay, we are taking, we will say that the Jayant Patil and Jitendra Awad should be disqualified because they are doing anti-party activities. Now once again, these MLAs who haven't made up their mind, they are once again confused where to go. Today I asked Ajit Pawar, what is the number that you have? He said, we are the party. If we won't have the number, the governor shouldn't have invited us, and we shouldn't have been a part of this government. The governor knows we are the party, and they know we have the majority, and that's why we are in power. We don't need to share our numbers with anyone. If someone needs to share the numbers, it is those people who are not over here. When we asked who is the national president of NCP, he said Sharad Pawar. When we asked Praful Patel that, okay, your national president has said that you, Praful Patel and Sunil Tatkare are no more in the party, does this mean you guys don't belong to NCP? They said no, that is not true, because he can't take that decision. Once again, all of this is similar to what happened last year, but now they are confusing the MLAs who haven't taken or made up their mind. So that is exactly what the entire game plan is, and this is a strategic move that has been done by both sides. So while Supriya Sule yesterday said that these are all my family members and they should be back, that was also strategically done, because when Eknath Shinde or his faction left, they were called Gaddars, which means traitors, and after that they had no reason to come back because they have been already labelled as Gaddars. But that is not the scene with NCP. Supriya Sule came and said, okay, we are all part of the family. Some of them wanted to go, I don't think so all of them are going. Today even Jayant Patil, while speaking, said that out of 53, only the strength of our party is 53 minus 9, which means those 9 MLAs who took oath, because they have got the ministry. What about the others? They don't have anything. That's election next year. This 81-year-old man who has survived cancer will be traveling throughout the state. We know what happened when he did that election rally in rain, and how did it impact the 2019 election. What did he do after Ajit Pawar went and formed a government with Devendra Fadnavis, but he had to return back in 2 days. So this time the MLAs are also taking step by step. They are very cautious. They are not taking any decision in haste. And that's why this is a mind game, a strategy that is being used by both Ajit Pawar as well as Sharad Pawar.
Yeah, I mean, an utter state of confusion among MLAs and, of course, by extension, anyone who's monitoring all the developments. An absolute political drama. But Megha, while all this confusion is playing out in the opposition camp, where a portion of the NCP is now aligned to the NDA, I don't know whether they're officially part of the NDA or not, but this is, I mean, how is the BJP reading this? It's a great breeding ground for their ambitions in the state.
Well, I would, the way I see it, Sanket, BJP is right at the very center of all of this. So, while one would want to think that, they are pretty much witnessing it from the side, I would say that they are right in the middle of it, perhaps orchestrating a lot of this at this moment. So, this faction which has moved out, it's very interesting when Sohed says that, the point that he made, a very, very pertinent point, that last time around, that these MLAs, some of them were being caught at the railway station, some at the airport, they were being brought back. That's not the situation this time around. Last time you had very angry reactions to what was happening, when Ajit had moved out with Mr. Devendra Fadnavis. This time around, Supriya Sule does almost a midnight press conference to say that I'm going to have that love and respect for my elder brother. Dada is always going to remain my brother. And, my work relationship is different, my personal relationship is different. So this time they're handling it differently, but this time the situation is very different. Now, why am I saying this? The information that Sohed at this moment perhaps perhaps does not have, and he's saying that, the faction with Mr. Sharad Pawar says that only 9 people who have taken oath along with Mr. Ajit Pawar in Raj Bhavan yesterday are the ones we count out. Rest everybody is a part of our original party. Now, the story has moved a little forward than that at this moment, Sanket. And while, we were waiting to break this information, let me tell you at this moment that a letter is being signed by all of those people who've moved out with Ajit. Well, I mean, Ajit is saying that his party is the original NCP and that Sharad Pawar is still the leader. But
and
the
what's
faction...
the count?
Yes,
What
and
is
I'm
the
coming
count?
to the count.
Yeah.
So the count at this moment, Sanket, stands at 38. This count, the number of signatures that have happened on that piece of paper is 38, and there are more to sign. So perhaps in few hours, or maybe midnight, or maybe tomorrow morning, you will see it touch the number of 41, which is what they were claiming. So they have come as close as 38, and that's
No,
the
so 38
confirmation
also,
I have.
Mega, is escapes the provisions of anti-defection
Yes, it does.
law.
It does. Absolutely
because
it does.
of 53,
Yeah.
If you cross 36, you're safe. And they are already at 38, you
They
say.
are already at 38, and there are 2 or 3 more, I am told, who would be signing perhaps tonight or tomorrow morning. So they are touching the number of 41. See, 38 already they are on safer grounds. So they can send this letter to the speaker. I believe that in some time the letter will find its way to the speaker.
Okay.
And then the speaker, of course, is the one who is to decide or give the recognition to which the original NCP is.
Sure. Okay. Thank you very much, Arvind, Megha, Sohit, as well as Manish Kumar for joining us. Covered all aspects, all grounds of the BJP thinks, the NCP is thinking or not thinking or utter state of confusion, and of course, the legal possibilities.